Hi everybody, Andy Carter here. Thanks very much for checking out today's video. And this is number one of a three-part putting series. So definitely stay tuned to all three videos because they will 100% guaranteed, absolutely, definitely help your putting. We're going to be focusing on everything from setup all the way back to distance control from 30-40 feet. Now obviously there's no exact science from that sort of distance, but we can give you routines. As long as your setup and your ball striking is good enough, you can get down into from a long way. But in today's video we're going to be talking all about setup and the importance of setup. The purpose of today's video is going to be all about setup, and the training aid that I use is the Back to Basics Golf Putting Mirror, because it's basically going to allow us to do all three videos with one training aid, because it covers everything from setup to swing arc to start line, which you're going to see in future videos. But first of all, I want to be able to make sure that I set up correctly. Training aids are so important, particularly when you're putting. So first thing, what this mirror does, it encourages me to get a little bit more over the golf ball. I see a lot of golfers kind of sitting down more into their knees, sitting down more into their hips, and therefore the spine angle tilts quite straight, and then it's very easy to put a very poor stroke on it. And also in terms of actually being able to line up on the golf course, you're not actually looking down the line of the ball. What the mirrors encourage you to do is get right over the top of the golf ball. So I'm going to get my eye line over the thick green line through the middle of the mirror. So straight away, that's where my eyes are going to be. That means they're going straight down the line of the golf ball. So when I look from the golf ball to my target line, I've got the perfect view. If I'm more on the inside, my view is parallel to that line. So I'm actually not really looking down the line of the putt. I'm looking down the parallel line of the putt, which is not the putt. So I get my eyes directly over the golf ball. I put my putter in. Now we've also got a line for shoulder line, which is very easy to get a little bit too closed, or I have a tendency to actually get a little bit too open. So what I do now is get the tips of my shoulders on the shoulder alignment line. Okay, now I can actually feel that change in my back. That means I've tilted more, and that's what I see from the majority of golfers. When I'm teaching, I tend to end up tilting golfers over the golf ball more, because it gives you a much better line. Also, in terms of what it's going to do for our stroke, it's going to allow the stroke to work on more of what I would say a natural putting arc of around about 15 degrees. It's going to allow the putter arc to work this way. If I stand up more, it works more around this way. And if you think about how that putting stroke was going to look from this path, the face is going to be very open coming into the ball unless it's over manipulated. But what this is doing is getting my eyes over the golf ball, it's getting my shoulders parallel, okay, and it's encouraging my path angle now to be a lot straighter relative to the target. And if I'm from here, back and through. Oh, got it in first time, get in. After setup, one of the key things from there is grip, or part of the setup I should say, is grip, okay? The hands need to work together. Now I've recently changed my grip. I've gone from both hands being as far under the grip as possible to actually getting them as far over the grip as possible. It's basically doing the same thing, but it just feels more comfortable for me to be more over. And the reason I've done that is they're now in opposing positions. Once they push against each other, the club face is not moving. I am twisting my hands in. Imagine holding a towel and just twisting inwards, okay? And what that's doing to the club face is not moving it at all. I personally go cack-handed, so left hand below right. Again, it allows me to feel like I've got better control of the club face, and that is the most important thing for putting. You need to feel like you have full control of that putt, because over the space of, let's say what's this? This is around about 8 feet. So we go 3, 6, 7 feet, okay? If I miss the club face, open or closed, by 1 or 2 degrees, I miss that target. Comfortably miss that target. Now step away another 17 feet, okay? That 1 or 2 degrees now, what's 1 or 2 degrees here from 7 feet is over here from 17 feet. Majority of golfers have at least 30 feet for their first putt. If you've hit the green in regulation, could be over here somewhere. Okay, I maybe slightly exaggerated that, but you get the gist. If we haven't got face control, we do not have much chance of getting the ball close to the hole to get the 2-putt. Okay, so this sort of distance is vital because we could be left with distances of this if we've got the pace wrong, or we could be left with distances of this if we've hit a cracking little chip and we've got a chance of par. So putting can save your bacon. All right, so I'm going eyes over the golf ball. I've got my shoulder alignment down the shoulder alignment line. I've got my cack-handed grip. I've got my hands working against each other to help stabilize the face. And that's gone in. Again, it's hit the flag. That hit the flag, okay? Flag sticks should come out. I read something this morning. Flag sticks should always come out. Got more chance of the ball dropping in. Next on setup is ball position, and just like every other golf shot, you wouldn't play the driver off your back foot and you wouldn't play your lob wedge off your front foot because it affects the angle in which the club comes into the golf ball, which therefore affects the way the golf ball reacts off the face and everything else that occurs afterwards. So with the putting, we need to figure out the optimal position, and this is a little bit more trial and error because everyone's got different strokes. Everyone's got different heights at the top of the backstroke, and everyone comes down differently as well, and everyone's got your different lengths arms, different length putters. It is vital to get a putting fitting just to make sure you've got the right length of putter. I personally, I have the setup just forward of center. If I put it in the center, I actually end up hitting down on the golf ball. To know if you hit down on the golf ball, you'll see the very first few inches of the putt bounce. And once you've got a bouncing ball off the club face, you're going to really struggle with distance control. Just the same as if you've got the ball position too far forward, you will add loft and the ball will pop up and then bounce as well, and then it'll get into its roll. That will cause you a lot of issues again with the distance control. Imagine hitting uphill with a bouncing ball. It's landing into an upslope. It's gonna land, it's gonna come to a stop much quicker. Okay, so just really make sure you've got this is a bit of trial and error. I often just go with just forward of center, so my eyes now are directly on my putter rather than the actual golf ball, and then from there I've got my shoulders in the right position, so I made a slight adjustment then on posture. My eyes are in the right position, back and through, and for the purposes of this video, 3 in a row. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope this has helped. There we've covered eye position over the golf ball, shoulder alignment, grip, and ball position, and therefore with all of this we've covered a good posture, which is going to help you have a better stroke. So the quality of the ball striking can be consistent. Do not neglect putting. Never, please don't just think, I just need to go and practice a bit of putting because it's dead easy. It's really not that easy. It's just as technical as every other part of your golf game and needs proper work like you would do when you're trying to hit that extra 20 yards off the tee. So go and give these tips a try. There's 2 more videos in this series for you to really kind of get to grips with. But guys, thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe to the channel. It makes a huge difference if you can just click that subscribe button, and I can bring you so much more content and hopefully some pearls of wisdom. Guys, thanks for watching. See you again very soon.